So, things are really starting to get interesting because in the following group of videos, we're going to be looking at a particular commercial that we can actually score. And I'm going to show you some of the ways that I approach creating the music. For the record, the commercial we're going to work with, which is a classic spot for Jell-O instant pudding, is just being used here for demonstration purposes. This spot, as you'll see, is lighthearted and fun, but also gives us an opportunity to put into action a lot of the concepts we've been discussing so far. So no actual ad agency has given me creative direction for this spot, but we're going to create our own very realistic scenario for it, as though they have given us direction and materials to work with. Speaking of materials, we'll start by taking a look at some of the various materials a composer is given at the start of a commercial project. In this case, the materials we'll look at will all relate to our Jell-O spot. It's important to pay careful attention to the information in these materials because they'll help us form the genesis of our musical idea. They'll also help us to figure out what the client is looking to get out of the music. So this here is a list of what I find to be the 5 most common materials given when hired to score a spot. We have the brief, the storyboards, which are sometimes referred to simply as boards, the movie, the VO split, and the temp track. To work as a commercial composer, you want to become familiar with the terminology used by the advertising agencies and the music houses, so you'll be able to speak a common language and understand each other. When they tell you they're going to send you the boards, or the temp track, or the brief, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. Now, because every project is different, you won't necessarily get all 5 of these materials. And one of the reasons for that is that you might be entering the project at an early stage in its life cycle. The ad agency could be reaching out for music before any picture has even been shot. On the other hand, production of the commercial might be nearing completion, and all that's left to be done is to put the music on it. In reality, you'll probably only get a couple of these materials. For example, you might be given the storyboards and a temp track, or you might be given a brief and a movie and a VO split. Which of these materials you receive or don't receive will pose its own challenges for you as the composer. Personally, I like to have at least a QuickTime movie and a VO split, since these will give me the strongest feel for what the final commercial will actually look and sound like. Fortunately, in the case of our Jell-O spot, we've been given lots of materials to work with. We'll start out by taking a look at the brief in the next video and find out exactly what our mission is.